like fences, barbed wire, sandbags, gun posts, and then I opened up a little section for my guys to go into.
Damn, that's sick as fuck, dude.
Essentially, sent an extermination squad in, and then found out how strong they are because like I was like, here's what I'll do. I'll work backwards. I'll go, as deep into the infected zone and then move my way, into
Draw
it.
them into the choke point.
Yeah, pretty much just like clean the back end up. Yeah, apparently these fucking infected zombies are the smartest goddamn tacticians. Because their flesh mounds have anti-aircraft weaponry, apparently.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, it's like they throw like flobs of meat at you or some shit. I don't know.
Damn,
But
that's
like
cool as hell.
I had two fucking helicopters that was sitting there like gonna drop like fucking hit squads, and one of them was sitting on the carrier, one of them was flying in to drop it off so I could like manage it, kind of get them to a safe spot, like essentially clear the LZ. Helicopter comes in and it flies over like one of these like mounds and it just takes out the helicopter in like 2 seconds. I was like, what the fuck?
Damn.
Dude,
I
Dude, that
called
game is so fucking cool. Holy
I
shit.
and then I immediately called the other. So I immediately called the other helicopter back to like my main base. It flew over a bunch of mounds, got taken out. But when the helicopter crashes, it doesn't kill all your units. What it does is like the helicopter blows up, and then all your units kind of just like pop out of it. And again, it's the game's in like beta, alpha, whatever you want to call it. Eddie will probably say what it actually is in.
I have no idea.
And, okay. But so they don't like take damage when they fall out of a helicopter from fucking a mile up in the air.
Oh, so your unit survived?
So my first unit survived the crash landing, but then immediately got killed. The second unit, when they crashed, I said my fucking pilot was a fucking hero because he crashed the helicopter like essentially on a roof, and my whole squad popped out on the roof.
Damn.
But the pilot landed on the floor, like on ground level, and I was like, "Oh fuck, he's dead."
The sacrifice.
Yeah, he 100% sacrificed himself for the greater cause.
He aimed it perfectly. He was like, I'm gonna get the part of the helicopter right on.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna make sure you boys get home. Tell my wife I love her.
Damn.
And then I had to send another helicopter in to go get those guys off a roof.
That's so cool. I love that shit. Like, it's hard. You're right. You don't see games with like execute those kind of mechanics successfully very often.
And I can't remember if I had the patience. Actually, no, I think I did. Like in the buildings, from what I could see, like some of the buildings your units can move through. Like what I mean was like I had a helicopter land on um I had a helicopter land on like a parking garage, and I told my guys to get into the helicopter, and they actually like ran up the parking garage.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's very cool.
Is it just when they go to transport, or?
No, like I could tell them to go to the top of the parking garage, and they would go to the top of the parking garage. Like I can't wait to see when the co-op comes out for it because I think that'll be super fun.
I will absolutely try that with you guys when that happens.
And to be honest, Eddie, I think it's one of those games where like when it first came out, everybody was kind of like, it looks cool, it has some potential, and they probably didn't have a lot of features up yet. And then as they kept rolling out updates, I think it's just picking up more and more steam as it's going.
Yeah.
I mean, games like that like have cool concepts and shit like that, and are early access, you dime a dozen, and like 99% of them don't go anywhere.
Some of them do, some of them don't. I was like I said a couple days ago or like a couple weeks ago, I went through my entire or most of my Steam library and was like checking out games, like old games that we just haven't played in ages. That games we used to play, like H1Z1, which like they renamed it to some other shit because it was kind of like 7 Days to Die and Battle Royale at the same time.
Yep.
And it kind of just like died off, and then they turned it into some other more survival game.
Wait, so it's like not even a battle royale?
I don't remember because I stopped playing it forever ago, and then I went to check out like just the page for it, and like the page was like a band, like they're like, up, company shut down, so on and so forth. Servers are all dead. Servers are gone, shut off. So like, okay, so I just like uninstalled, like deleted it from my Steam library because
Yeah, I
it's like
figured.
a, go ahead.
I was say, yeah, I figured it was a dead game.
Yeah, like something that's never coming back. And then like some of the newer games, I was like, oh, like do you remember Dwarfheim?
Yep.
That game died.
Really?
Yeah, I went to check it out, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll pick this back up and like re-download it to play a little bit. And I looked at it, and they shut all their servers off, and apparently they just didn't get enough like traction behind the game or something. Which again, that one did have some kind of cool concepts, especially like the way the multiplayer worked.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool concept. I was hoping that it would get picked up by people.
Yeah, I'm a little upset that one didn't, because that was fun where each person had like a specialty they had to do.
Yep. I love shit like that. I love having a specialty. It's like it's just great, like everyone like doing their own thing for a little bit, and then later in the game everybody gets to show each other the toys that they have.
But it's also fun because that one was like your specialty mattered. Because like I think when we played, like there was a builder, a fighter, and then like a miner.
Yep, I think I played the miner.
I remember I did. I played the miner a lot.
Oh, okay. I just remember being in the mine a lot.
Well, I think you were the fighter because you kept having to come down because I didn't
Oh, yep.
have.
You're right. Yeah.
That was what it was.
Yep. You're 100% right.
Yeah, because I think whoever the other person we played it with was like the construction guy who had to like go and build like the actual city up above, and I was just in the mine producing resources.
Damn,
And
I want to play that game right now, dude.
I was like, fuck, dude, these goddamn trolls keep attacking me.
Damn, I would play that right now if it was online.
Yeah, yeah, just like I said, some of these, and I just went through a bunch of them, and I was like, wow, there's a lot of the games that just died entirely. Like there was one that I had on my, I bought it really, really early on when it was like still an alpha, and the game was pretty shitty. And but like what it was trying to become seemed really cool. It was like a really almost like Fable, but like an RTS,
Okay,
and it was called Folk Tale, I think, something like that.
and you had my interest peaked.
And at first it was kind of just like it only had like the very beginning mission, and then like the game kind of got low progress made, and then I was like checking it out. I'm like, oh, did this game ever get anywhere? And it was just dead. And I was like,
Damn.
fuck, man, so many of these games that have like again cool, fun concepts that I would like has just died in the dirt.
Yep. Like I was talking about earlier with the about Cephius protocol. A lot of games don't execute like it does.
Yeah, I'm just hoping this one actually does pretty good. I mean, they have an experimental, like, so when you get the game, it has the actual game and then like the experimental batch.
Wait, you're hoping which game does good?
Cephius Protocol.
Oh, okay.
And like it's like every other day that Cephius has a fucking update on the experimental batch.
Now that is a huge good sign. Constant updates. I think that's the most consistent sign that a dev is like actually gonna make it.
Yeah, because I think, and the thing I like about it is they have it like I see a lot of games do that where they have like you know the actual game, and then they have kind of like a test game. Essentially, you have like two of the same title.
You mean like they release it as like a proof of concept basically first, and then
Kind of. Well, like with Cephius Protocol, it has like in my library I'm looking at right now. It has Cephius Protocol, which is like the game that like it says Eddie's on right now, and then it has one called Cephius Protocol Experimental Batch.
Oh, you're
And
talking about the PTR. Okay.
yeah, and so like you can play either or, and like if you play normal Cephius Protocol, it's everything that's like currently out in the game. Experimental Batch, you can check out like the new shit, and they tell you like on like the intro screen, it's like, hey, work in progress. Please send us like any issues you run into. Tell us any bugs you have, like things like that. Like message us on our Discord and like let us know the issues we're running into. But I think it's like they use it to like flesh out all the stuff that's going on, and then once it's good to go, they like upload it into the next. Like they essentially turn that one into the real game.
Yep. That's actually a good point. That's another huge good sign that a dev is going to make it, is if they run a PTR. Because that means, I don't know, like they're putting a lot of effort into that, you know.
Yeah.
I imagine it can't be easy to have, like you said, two versions of your game going at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, you don't run both of them at the same time.
No, I mean like them, maintaining
Yeah.
both games at the same time.
Well, that's the thing. I think that's the nice thing is like they have one that's set up that's like flushed out the best it can be right now, and then the experiment of the PTR is like where they're doing all their updates and inputting new shit, and then like as they're getting feedback and fixing things, they're putting into the PTR, and then once they're like, okay, this is where we want to be at this stage of the game. Okay, have we worked out all the bugs up to this point? And they're like, yep, got it, cool. All right, cool. Make that the next version, the next update for the official title. Official title moves in, and then the PTR becomes the next step.
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't run into a lot of like, oh, they updated the game, now it's fucked up.
Right. I'm glad the game industry kind of picked that up from MMOs. Like that's just standard procedure for MMOs to have a PTR, but nowadays a lot of games do it, at least the big ones, and the good small indie ones.
Yeah, no, I'm just excited. Like, I've also noticed that like this, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts because it's super easy to listen to a podcast on the way to work.
Mm-hmm.
And like they made a very strong point that like nothing, it's not like best way to describe it. I'm trying to remember exactly what they said, but I'm gonna butcher the shit out of it. They said like playing games when you were a kid is so much different now, mainly for the fact of one, like us, we're almost in our, like most of us are either 30 or almost in our 30s, where it's like we have other shit, medical, family, bills, this shit to all worry about, and so like we don't have the luxury of like when we were kids where it was like, oh dude, all I got is school tomorrow.
Right.
I'm a fucking hop on this game for umpteen hours and not have to worry about a single thing. But now we have that, but at the same time, games have changed so drastically. Now I'm starting to see a little bit of games kind of getting back to that, where like they're not, like EA is a huge cancer of the gaming company, and Ubisoft also, where it's just like, oh, here's our game, but hey, it ended on a cliffhanger. If you want to buy the rest of the game, it's $15.99, but you can buy the season pass, and you get some cool skins.
Yeah, it's like I was talking about with fucking Total War earlier. Fucking everything, it's cost so much money. Every fucking expansion is like 30 fucking bucks, and it's just like adds one faction. It's not even like a new faction.
It's just like a faction reskinned, or it's like example of like I'll just say like Warhammer, or like it's like, oh, here's actually I can't even do Warhammer because I don't know the armies well enough, but like let's just say Total War Rome. It's like, oh yeah, here's the North Legion. If you buy this DLC, and then your maps get covered in snow, and you're like, well, that's cool.
You dudes wear a little hat.
Yeah, your Roman dudes you guys are wearing pants. Holy shit!
Not fucking allowed. No pants in my Roman legion.
Yeah. Actually, that's actually one of the podcasts I was listening to. Like, I know you're not super big, or I don't remember. I don't think you are super big on General Sam.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, he's a YouTube Twitch streamer that he does Twitch stream very often, but he does like more YouTube videos, and he does a podcast where it's just him and one of his guys talking about stuff a lot, and they'll have like little guests and stuff. And he actually brought on this guest. It was twice now, and I've listened to both podcasts with it. Where the guest is Dr. Garrett Ryan, and he's a historian archaeologist, and he specializes in like the Roman history. And he has two books out, and like the titles of the books are like naked statues, fat gladiators, and war elephants and shit like that. But the way he describes it, it's like he talks about like the Roman Empire and like all like the questions that people have, and he essentially describes it in like a high school to like basic college freshman level, where he's like at the end of the book he asks like, so did this answer your questions of this stupid thing?
Mm-hmm.
And that's like kind of the way to describe it. And he does some really good, like, he does talk about like especially like the pants in Rome. Like, pants were considered barbaric, and that's why they didn't have them.
Really?
Like some people had them, but like you were considered barbaric.
No way. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, that's exactly what he talks about.
I love learning shit like that.
Yeah, and he actually he goes into a lot of stuff like, and of course like the way they did it was Sam had his Patreon message a bunch of questions, which he's like 50% of the questions were like, how gay was Rome?
Of course.
And of course the guy was like, I mean, it wasn't considered gay back then, to love another man, or a woman love another woman. It was just social status essentially.
Right. Gay wasn't a thing. It was like you were a bitch if you took it. That was it. If you're receiving, you know?
It wasn't even that. It was like, it was, in lack of better terms, like the worst way to describe it was essentially grooming.
Oh yeah. You talking about like with the towel boys and stuff?
Yeah, but it was like more aristocrat stuff where like you would be like one of the senators, like, I don't want to use the word concubine, but it was, yeah, but it was like they would groom you for, you know, aristocracy, but you also, yeah, you have sex time to time.
Right. Okay. So it's like kind of like um an apprenticeship, but with your
Yeah, yeah.
You also have to
Apprenticeship with benefits.
get fucked by an older dude when you're
Yeah.
a kid still.
Yeah. But he goes into a lot of different history, which is actually pretty cool.
You know, one thing you might have heard of, but I only learned recently, and I thought was really interesting.
Huh.
Sparta was kind of. I'm not a Sparta defender, but one cool thing that they did, they had a law against women were not allowed to have children until they were in their like mid-20s, because specifically the law existed because they knew that it hurt women's long-term viability as like a person, like for their entire life if they have a child early, and also for producing children long term. It's better if you start in your mid-20s.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and he also goes into talking about like he does talk about like some of the Greek culture and stuff like that too, because it's actually like funny how they talk about the Greek gods for a little bit, and it's like he's like, yeah, the Greeks actually, like, in 100% from what like we understand about like actual Greek mythology, was because like the Greeks and the Romans and the Egyptians all knew about each other pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
of course, because they're all like roughly in the same time span. And he's like, the Greeks, he's like, and like one of the questions was posed was like, what was, were the Greeks kind of upset that the Romans took their stuff? And he's like, I mean, they weren't upset, but it was kind of just like, hey, we know what those are our gods. You just gave them funny names. But then like, and the Greeks wholeheartedly, from what he was saying, believed that the Egyptian gods were actually just the Greek gods that ran away from some monster and disguised themselves as animals.
Whoa, that sounds cool as fuck.
It's like, and because if you look at it, the Greeks had so many gods that were for various things like fertility and nature and the seas and everything like that. And you look at Egyptians, they had the same thing,
Yep.
but they're all like with an animal head.
Yep. And the lore's a little funnier, but
Yeah, but I mean, it was curtailed to just the area.
Yep. I mean, it's funny if you're a Roman,
Yeah, and it's like to be like to think like for the Greeks back then, where it was like, oh, that's funny, that's my god wearing like a cat hat.
What did they run from? Do you know?
He just said it's like the way they describe it was like this horrible monster. So I don't know, probably something similar to how the Norse gods believed in Ragnarok was just some god ending thing entity.
Kind of sounds like they just wanted to move in on the Egyptians' turf and just hand waved away. Be like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
whatever.
He actually like talks about like the Library of Alexandria. How there's a huge misconception that like yes, the library did have like a fire. It wasn't like burned down by like raiding armies. It actually like most of it was lost just because nobody was transcribing them.
Oh, so just like deteriorated.
Yeah, he's like, because like you got to think back then, paper wasn't like acid resistant treated like it is nowadays, and like nobody was like to copy text, you had to sit there and like re-scribe it.
Right, you need like a fucking small town's worth of scribes to maintain that many books back then.
Yeah,
Probably.
and in Egypt they thought it was a great place because it's such a dry climate that it would stay longer. It did stay longer, but eventually it just did deteriorate. And then yeah, of course, a room full of paper isn't the best place for torches and
Especially old dry
lamps.
paper.
Yeah, old dry paper is not the best place to have a oil lit lamp or a some kind of illumination being fire.
Damn. So the story about it being destroyed by Mongol hordes is kind of like an entire lie.
Not entirely. Like there was like they said they do talk about how like there were attacks on the city, but like the library wasn't like we need to burn this entire thing down. It's like it just kind of got caught up and it was put out, and then we're like, oh wait, we lost some shit, and then they were like, oh man, there's more shit here that's just gone because of time.
It's so weird how shit turns into like, oh yeah, it's those dirty Asiatic hordes that destroyed this pillar of civilization back then. When it was just like literally, that shit happened all the fucking time.
Yeah, I mean it's because because back then people just nothing else to do but blame people.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, because they talked about it. And it's like you got to think like you know there's not so many of. I mean, there's still tons of million billionaires out there, but a lot of them are you know aren't like the ones back in the day where like like oil barons or even further back where it was like kings and stuff like that. Like yeah, you had a mass amount of wealth, but what was there to do?
Yeah.
Like you give me oil tycoon money now? Oh my god.
But back then I was just like, all right, I'm gonna be a giant asshole to everybody around me and in my general vicinity. That's it.
Yeah, and then like what do we got what's fun today? I'm gonna go fly to this backwater country and shoot lions. That sounds fun.
True.
It's like that was what their entertainment was.
You ever play They Are Billions? I probably talked to you about it before.
I've seen it. I think I looked at it before.
I feel like you should totally try it because I think you'd like it. It seems really up your alley.
I'm watching the trailer.
What do you think?
Hmm?
Talking to Ryan.
That does seem pretty neat. I do like how we're talking about like the Rome and stuff, and he's like, "For the new empire."
Yeah, true. There's actually, I think one of the factions is kind of based Romy.
I will add that to the wish list.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'd love it. Normally, I would never like games like that because I don't know. I don't like managing stuff, and like when RTSs get too many units, it becomes overwhelming. But that game is just too fun.
Yeah.
You like explore it. You have to like build up a city, and you also have to explore the map. And there's like zombies all over the map, obviously. And by the end of the game, all the zombies on the map come to attack you. So you want to clear out as many as you can, on top of getting resources and shit for that. You know?
Okay, so it's like the more work you do throughout the game, the easier the end game will be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Realistically, the zombies that are on the map probably don't even come close to the amount of zombies that are spawned at the end of the game, but still.
Yeah.
There's a you think that you deal with a lot of big waves because I think it's like every 3 days you get like a huge, massive wave, and it tells you what direction it comes from, so you can build up towers and defenses and shit from that direction.
Yeah.
But so you think that you see big waves with those things, but there's nothing that will prepare you for the end game. It's nuts.
Yeah. Now, Eddie,
Hmm.
there's a game that you might want to look at. Maybe you've seen it. Hold on, let me double check. I think actually might have seen this guy. Okay, you do want this game also. Last Train Home.
Oh yeah, yep.
It's like a mixture of company heroes, but also kind of like what you were talking about, Adam, where it's like you go to different locations and gather resources and stuff.
Yeah, that train home actually looks pretty fucking lit.
What's it about?
Um, your country is like ended a war or something. But on your way home, your country's in civil war. I think that's the premise.
Yeah, it's post-war Russia, post-Civil War Russia.
So you're like fighting whites and stuff.
Actually, I think that's
Not
actually
sure.
it.
Are you playing as the good guys, or are you playing as the one of every country in the world coming to invade Russia at the same time, guys?
No, I think you're dealing. So the Great War. So it's after World War One. Fight continues. Command the Legion of soldiers desperately trying to make their way home amongst the chaos of a civil war.
Sounds like you were right to me.
I don't know exactly which side you're on. I think it's just called like the Legion.
So they're a bit vague about it.
Yeah.
It looks nice. It does look like Company of Heroes.
Yeah. Oh, you're Czechoslovakian soldiers.
Okay. Oh, okay. You probably mentioned that you're like riding a train and you're like trying to get home. That's cool. I imagine there's like train upgrades and shit.
Yeah, it looks
Yep.
like it.
That's pretty badass.
It might. It looks like you're because it's just like you're caught in the middle of the brutal war between the Reds and the Whites.
Yeah, I'm actually reading that exact line right now.
Okay, yeah.
All right, they took a hidden third option that I didn't mention with the evil guys and good guys speech.
Yeah, go in between. Go with the Czechs.
Damn, this sounds cool. This is like exactly up my alley. You upgrade your train, you get to equip your guys with gear and shit and skills.
Yep.
Damn, I'm gonna put that on the wish list.
There's actually a lot of World War II RTSs like that too. Not except for the training thing, but like the more RPG mechanics. They're just really hard to get into.
If you
Mhm.
like games like that, Adam, I think I know a game that you might like. Have you ever looked at Bomber Crew?
Mm-mm.
Check it out. It's by a company called Running Duck, I think, and they have a few different games out. They have like Bomber Crew, Space Crew, or some other one. They're actually coming out with a new one soon. Yeah, Runner Duck. Yeah, Bomber Crew, Space Crew, and they're coming out with something called Badlands Crew, which is like Mad Max.
Space Crew sounds interesting. I mean, that sounds interesting too, but my ears perked up when you said Space Crew.
Like the Bomber Crew one is the one I played, but I never played Space Crew. But essentially, like from what I know about Bomber Crew, you have you play as the British in a B-24 Lancaster, and you upgrade your plane and do like bombing missions into Germany, and then um, you just like upgrade your crew, upgrade your plane, and you can fly like deeper and harder missions.
Damn, actually had Space Crew on my wish list.
Oh, yeah. And then from what I saw, Space Crew is kind of a similar thing, except it's just like you're a space crew
Mm-hmm.
doing the same thing, just in space.
I respect it on the devs' part. You know, just they know what they're doing with that one thing they got going on, and that's what they do.
Yeah, I mean Badlands is apparently because Space Crew you have like actual ship combat too. Because like Bomber Crew is like fly your plane, get it to the objective, drop the bombs, go home.
Mm-hmm.
Like no shit, a bombing run. Space Crew, there was actually some like ground combat, and then Badlands apparently is like, from what I watched with the trailers and stuff, it's like the instead of like just upgrading your ship, you actually like build your rig, and then like you do missions and take over areas and stuff like that.
That sounds cool.
I mean, yeah, I have a bunch of games on of like I those are one of the things I keep an eye out for, is like settlement buildups and like upgrade building things.
You probably have a very interesting library for me.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's like, I do like a lot of military stuff, like U-boat, which is, I don't know if that one's upgradable or anything like that, but what was another one? Frostpunk 2.
Yeah, I'm not too into the environmental ones. I want enemies to kill, you know.
Okay. Oh, what the fuck was the one I just saw? Diplomacy is not an option.
Sounds like there might be enemies.
Yes. It's, if you go look at it, it's like, it's more fantasy. There are billions.
Okay, got my interest peaked. Was it? There's no diplomacy.
Diplomacy is not an option. Oh, then Ground of Aces was another one that I was looking at. It's like upgrade. You're again another like British. You like run a British Air Force like air base, and you have to like build it up and like defend against raids.
That sounds cool. I like defending against raids.
We can do a game night soon.
Yeah.
It'll be done.
I mean, there's. I wish there was a. I wish everybody could get this game. I mean, it's $5. This isn't bad, but I know some
It's
people
probably
don't. Huh?
it's swingable.
Yeah, it's called Agru.
I think you've told me about this one before.
Yeah, it's pretty much One Night Werewolf, but in a game format. But you can like, it's like goofy thing where you can like customize your characters. But
And it's good for a game night. You know, basically one night werewolf free skin, but $5. It's perfect.
yeah, I do know that a lot of people have Tabletop Simulator too.
True. Did you had to have beaten Baldur's Gate, right?
I never beat it, so to be honest, like I got into Act 3, and then I mean I played it mostly while I was underway, and so like it wasn't and like the way I had to play it was like in my rack, which was where I sleep, so like wasn't like most comfortable setup.
That can make a big difference.
Yeah, and so like I'd play it for like a few hours, and I'd be like, all right, my fucking back hurts. I'm going to sleep. Yeah, I got into Act 3. The thing was, I also like heavily explored Act 1 and 2.
Yep. Classic. I tried to do everything I knew, like, you know, try to get every nook and cranny of the map.
I mean, I still missed a lot of things, but there's also so many hidden things in that game.
Yep. Part of why it's amazing.
Yeah, like this is no spoiler, but there's a weapon that's hidden. Did you made it through Act 2, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you know the underground mage tower?
Underground mage tower. Oh, yep.
So if you get to the top level after you like defeat everything in the tower and you go to the top level, there's like a bed with like a little desk next to it. There's a chair at the desk. If you pick it up and break it, a leg pops off of it, and it's like the leg. It's like the table leg or
What
the
the
chair
fuck?
leg. The chair, yeah, it's like the table or chair leg of a giant, and it's a club, but it has like some fucking crazy ability. I can't remember what it is, but it's just like
What
a
the hell?
hidden. It's just like a hidden weapon.
Damn, I thought I got pretty much everything, but that sounds. Yeah, I thought I got everything like that. Shit.
Well, there's like a bunch of little hidden shit, and there's like, and again, there's so many different ways to like play things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you know you can get that dark elf or that drow paladin lady? You can get her as a companion.
Yep. They actually made it so you can get her if you're playing good side now.
Oh, really?
Yep, you don't have to destroy the fort or whatever anymore.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, because I really wanted her.
Yeah, it's like I really want this drow.
But I also don't want to genocide a bunch of kids. So
I mean, I tried to do it while I was underway to get her, but I tried to do it in like a sneaky backwards way.
trying to cheese it.
Yeah, like I went to the fort. I told her where the fort was. I got to the fort. She's like, "All right, open the gate," and I was like, "No." And then she attacked, but then I knocked her out on the battlefield.
Damn.
And was like, I got her. This is how I'm gonna get her, because then I'll wake her up and she won't be hostile anymore. And she just disappears. And I was like, fuck.
Damn. Oh, that would have been so cool if that worked too.
Now the thing is, apparently, like, there's a certain way. I'm guessing you're supposed to find her later in Act 3 or Act 2, like in the tower, Moonlight Tower, Moonrise Tower. If you do it a certain way, but like the way I did it, I ended up with like somebody was talking to me. They're like, yeah, I ended up there, and the fucking fight to get into the tower was so fucking hard, and this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, really? Like, yeah. I'm like, I just walked in, everything was dead already. They're like, how?
Oh my god, did you that happens when you let the zombie apocalypse happen, right?
No, I did the Shadowheart quest line
Oh, okay, yeah.
and made Shadowheart fucking see the light.
Yeah, I remember getting mad because I wanted to clear that place myself, but also I wanted to, finish Shadowheart's thing, so I had to like reload and go do that before I did Shadowheart's quest.
Oh, I did Shadowheart's quest and then did it, and like everybody was still alive.
What the fuck?
Like all the bad guys were killed.
Oh yeah, I wanted to kill bad guys myself, so that's why.
Oh, they were just that was fine. They were just all lootable corpses for me.
Yeah,
It
I was
was
so confused when I did the Shadowheart quest and I went to the tower and everybody was dead. So what the fuck?
yeah, it was just one. It was one Carlac load of equipment.
She's a good mule.
She is a very good mule. There's also like little things that like you don't realize that you need to do in that game. Like if you play it and you don't take like Shadowheart and talk to Withers, she's trash.
What do you mean?
So like you know how you can respec your character with Withers?
Oh yeah,
You can respec your companions, and if you don't ever respec Shadowheart, she's fucking garbage.
that's funny. I literally respect her. Is that a thing people do?
It's a thing people forget to do a lot
Uh huh.
because she's like a cleric way of the trickster, and her abilities are just like garbage.
Yeah.
And so it's like you need to respec her to make her useful.
Yep. I felt a little guilty doing that because I was like, I don't want to make you leave your thing that you're doing, but your thing kind of sucks. So
Yeah. I don't give a fuck about your duplicity. I want you to heal me, damn it.
you ever look at Wrath of the Righteous?
No. Is that a game or is that something on there?
It's a Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. It's a game like BG3, but Pathfinder instead.
Okay. I think you played that. You were playing that for a while, weren't you?
Oh yeah, yeah, I was. I remember you being around when I was playing it before. Yeah, it's fucking sick.
Is it?
Yep. It's more management than BG3 because you like half of the game is managing your the Crusade, which is like a bunch of cities and stuff and armies, and the characters aren't as I mean the characters are good, not like BG3, but if you like a more technical BG3, then that's definitely up your alley.
Okay. I might check it out.
And the biggest barrier for people getting into that game is learning tabletop rules is a fucking bitch, but you know them, so
Yeah. I mean, speaking back on BG3, what was your favorite build you've made so far?
I've only done one that I seriously played, and it was my Paladin. Wait, was I Paladin? Yeah, I was Paladin. I just fucking one shot everything with my two-hander.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly what I did with my build, but that's the gist of it.
Some of them were just more fun builds for me. Like I did a Barlock,
What?
a Barlock, a barbarian warlock,
Oh, okay.
because there's a weapon that you can get in Act 2 that is a hammer that does more damage if it's your bound weapon as a warlock.
Okay.
And the warlock, if it's bound to you, has the ability to call the hammer to them as like a bonus action. And
Oh my god!
so
So you just fucking threw it.
got thrown out Thor because
Oh my god,
because it did thunder damage.
that sounds fucking awesome! Holy shit!
And so you just rage, throw a hammer at somebody, fucking dump like fucking 30 to 40 damage into them,
That's fucking amazing. And you call it back.
and then call it back. And
That's
anybody that
great.
gets close to you, you just hit him with the hammer. Yeah, there was a lot of goofy builds you could make with that, especially just like the way that some of the feats worked that you could add into yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I think it's like the rogue can get sneak attack if the weapon has the finesse attribute. I can't remember if it's finesse or light. I think it's
Sounds like
finesse.
finesse, yeah.
Well, scimitars are finesse, but you can only hold one.
Oh, it's a two-hander?
Well, it's like a one-hander, but like you don't get a lot of good damage with you can only hold like a dagger or something light in the other hand
Mm.
unless you have the duelist perk.
Ah.
And then you can hold two like one-handed weapons. And then you get dual wielding, which then like adds all the extra dice cuz like the way it works is like your main hand weapon gets all the added proficiencies and strength bonuses and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But your secondary weapon doesn't. It just gets like your damage modifier essentially. So like if you're damaged like a +2 for your dexterity, it gets that, but it doesn't get your proficiency added to it.
And that feat makes it so it's like a regular weapon, your main hand weapon.
Yeah, and so you have two rapiers that do like both sneak proficiency and your stealth and your dexterity damage. So you're like hitting like 20/20
Damn.
at even like lower levels.
And you're probably hitting a lot.
Oh yeah, because you're the rogue, of course. And so of course your initiative is ridiculously high. And then what you do is you have, and like again just with the like, oh, I see the enemy right there, and I'm gonna do this right before I walk into them. Oh, pop a potion of haste. So
I'm gonna fuck them up even more.
it's like I get double turns. I think one of my favorite weapons though was the crossbow that you get in Act 1
Which one?
from the guy that's hunting Asterion.
Set a special crossbow.
Yeah, it's like it does more damage to undead.
Wait, I actually think I didn't kill him. Kill him, you monster.
He fucking attacked Asterion.
I had it where he didn't attack Starion, but
I kind of just let Asterion run the show on that one. He was just like, he's like, I'm hunting a monster named Asterion. And Asterian's like, really? Are you hunting him? How's that going? He's like, I can tell he's close. He's like, yeah, he is. He must be really close. And I think one of the options is like, yeah, that's crazy. He's hunting Asterion. What do you think about that, Asterion? He's like, wait, that's you?
Wait, what? Who said that it was a Starion?
Oh, it's like your character like telling Asterion, like
Oh.
it's like your character's like, that's crazy. He's hunting you. It's like, oh, you gave up the game.
I was wondering which one of the party members was the dumbass that would say that, but I guess it's the main character, the main player.
It's more like a sarcastic, like, I'm gonna give this up on purpose.
Oh, right, because we're thugs and want to kill this guy.
Yeah. I mean, he gives you a fucking +2 heavy crossbow that does extra damage to undead. Which, like, get ready for Act 2. It's all undead.
Right. I was say it comes in pretty handy in the game, I imagine.
Yeah. One of the things you also have to like make sure you have is like multiple people in your party that have good fucking perception.
Yeah.
There's so many times you'd walk up to like, you just be walking around and you see the little dice roll above somebody's head and you're like, and you'd be like, fail, and you're like, okay, I missed something. And you keep walking and it's like fail, fail, fail. And you're like, fuck, I don't know if it's a trap or a treasure.
Right. Yeah, I say scum the shit out of those games, so
I try my best not to, but I also had like my main character was a ranger, so I had like I was proficient in perception, so like a lot of the time I would catch it, and if I didn't, for some odd reason, Shadowheart would catch a lot of it.
Dude, she's crazy, right?
Yeah, I was like, well, for being a warlock, you're pretty perceptive, or not warlock, cleric.
I guess it's probably because of her deception, affinity or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that game's still pretty fun. I might play it again this underway. No, I should be able to like kind of speed on it.
Why don't you play it before?
Like now,
Yeah.
it's just like it's one of those games that's like a little bit of a time dump, but at the same time, like Ashley, Ashley's kind of just like not come down to get on her computer ever,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like one of the games she like I wanted to play this with you.
Oh, right. So I feel kind of bad.
Yeah, and so like I don't feel bad playing it underway because she doesn't know,
Right.
but
What
if
happens under the sea stays under the sea.
exactly. Yeah, that's actually what I'm trying to load up on is a few games that are going to be like one play offline and two that are just good like time dumps.
That's smart. Like keep all the heavy stuff that takes a while to get through for
Yeah,
PvC.
that's what I did originally with like Mass Effect Andromeda when it first came out.
Do you listen to books at all?
No, I tend to like if I'm not playing a game, I pass out super hard in my rack.
Oh, okay.
It's like
Well, depending on the game, like if the games you're saving up are mindless at all, listening to a book while you're playing like a mindless game is the fucking best shit. You can waste fucking months of time doing that shit, dude.
yeah, I might do that. I do have I think I have a bunch of audiobooks.
Have you
That's
ever
like
heard of The Expanse?
no, I don't think I
I like
have.
that. That's a recommendation for you.
Okay, I got a little notepad of things. I got like a fucking doc
It's
that
like
I
super hard sci-fi.
okay.
When I say super hard, I mean like everything is like imagine the current level of technology, but the UN is the main governing body of the entire world, and it's like a little bit in the future. And,
Okay.
and it's like the solar system is all colonized basically, but like it's right just then, so it's not like there's crazy shit going on at the start, anyways.
Okay. So it almost sounds like you're describing to me like the Reddit reads on TikTok.
Not familiar.
Okay, so I fall into these traps really easy where it's like you'll be scrolling through TikTok and it's called Reddit reads or something like that. Where a lot of the time it's just like a robot voice or like a voice reading like a Reddit post. But there's a lot of them. You know, some of them are just like, oh, you know, this happened to me, or you know, this is haunting story, this, that, and the other thing. But some of them are like, you know, it talks about like humans in the galaxy of how like crazy we are to other species.
Oh yeah, humanity, fuck yeah. There's
Yeah,
a
pretty
subreddit
much.
for that.
Yeah, and it's just like crazy shit where like humans consume on the regular basis and are made up of, you know, one of the most toxic substances in the entire known fucking galaxy universe. Dihydrogen monoxide. It's just water. It's just like it's the lifeblood of humans, and they're just like it's the most poisonous thing ever.
I have thought about like how they might another alien civilization might be shocked at how easy it is to start fires. Like like it would be insane for a person that comes from most planets that a civilization could develop from for them to come to Earth and then be like, wait, you're saying that your house can just burn down just randomly? Like you're telling me that you have all of your technology is based on exploding things inside machines?
Or like, yeah,
Like literally, our
why?
technology is based on exploding shit.
Yeah, No, if you ever get into them, yeah, but like some of those like humanity fuck yeah things.
The Expanse kind of made me feel weird for a while because it was like, I don't know, it really puts into perspective, or really highlights the fact that we are our entire reality is like a convenience that evolution made to, like, because like we're just a bunch of cells that want to reproduce, right? And like get
Yeah,
resources to reproduce more. And like, just shit, like think of how when you pour a cup of water in the sink, the water falls down, right? It's not really falling down. It's being pulled, and like that's a distinct difference that doesn't matter at all in our lives because we evolved to live on this world. But when you go out into space, shit doesn't fly anymore,
yeah.
and
The laws of physics aren't applying the way they should now.
yep. And like,
Or
there's
actually,
a
are
thing
applying harder.
there's a thing where your perspective, your brain is always trying to put shit into up on a plane, like on a space,
Something to relate to.
right, on a spaceship. Shit can be on, like, chairs can be on the ceiling and on the walls and shit, and your brain will do backflips over itself trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah,
And like, I don't know, it just unsettled me because it's like,
the way it's written is like it pulls you out of that.
no, it's more like, I don't know, it's fucked up. I live in a reality that's like just purely fucking fake, like like my entire fucking everything I see, feel, and experience is just a convenience, like for towards reproducing, and like nothing is the true reality, like if there is a something we could say is a true reality, we don't see it. Not that there is a true reality, but
Yeah. Well, it's like somebody was talking about. I mean, for the fuck's sake, like you gotta think we barely even know how to operate our own fucking bodies.
true, yeah.
What was it? There was a dude on TikTok. He called us. We are just we are just a brain in a. We're just a skeleton in a meat mech powered by electricity,
Accurate.
and we don't even know how to operate it because we we don't sometimes don't know how to fuel this fucking thing correctly.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many little things that we don't know about our bodies, and it's crazy because we're in an era where you're like, oh yeah, you have to know everything there is to know about the human body, but nope, not even close.
Nope. I mean, it's crazy. Like if you think about it, like right now, where how you're sitting, you're if I'm correct, there's like the study that was put out where it was like, what you don't know is you actually see everything upside down,
Oh, I
but
think I've heard that.
but your
You can
brain
reverse
fucking
it.
corrects it. Your
Yeah,
brain fucking corrects it because and there's like been people that have like gotten tackled or hit or something like that, and something in their brain disconnected that function, and then they were like, what the fuck?
and they have to live the rest of their life fucking unless you're not saying permanently, but
No,
No,
I
it's
think
yeah,
the brain
yeah,
corrects it.
yeah, it's like it just disconnects it, and they're just like really like people that have been hit really hard. That's why there's like a little bit of that shock factor. Is like a lot of the
ah,
time it's like the world is upside down, and then like that's why they'll like blink a few times, and then the brain is like, oh fuck, I'm sending the wrong signal here.
I feel like I've probably had that happen to me and not even know it before.
Probably.
Just like just playing football and wrestling and shit.
Mm-hmm. But oh boy,
Agreed.
yeah, I'm getting to that point of the night. That's the thing is like what actually we were talking about was like if I'm not doing something actively, I'm fucking dead.
Yeah,
and like I'm not playing a game right now. We just kind of been talking, and I've been bopping around like Steam and Google and stuff like that.
Yep.
And now I'm just stopped and I'm staring at my fucking wallpaper and I'm just like, fucking tired.
Yep.
Yep.
It's actually funny. I finally fixed my monitors. I was a fucking moron.
What happened?
Well, for as you know, I'm not going to ever say I'm smart with computers. Half the time I have to ask Eddie how to fix something on my computer. I mean, I can do most of it myself, but there's little things. Yeah, but some of these things I'm just stupid with. Like, I have 3 monitors, and 2 of my monitors are 28-inch monitors, and my middle one.
Jesus Christ! You got
Or
a fucking
no,
battle
no, no,
station.
no. Sorry, no. I think they're 20. I don't remember what size. They're not like gigantic monitors. And
Okay.
then like the middle one is slightly bigger. Like maybe they're 22 inches on the side, and then my middle one is like a 24-inch. Just slightly bigger. Just something like that's like my main screen for playing games and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And originally, when I just had 2 monitors, I had this really cool Mass Effect wallpaper that was like all the Reapers going against like all the. It was like Mass Effect, the end of Mass Effect 2 scene.
Mm-hmm.
Or like end of the Mass Effect series, not Andromeda, but like the main 3. The big climactic space battle.
Yep.
And it was that like scene, but it was like black and red and blue. It was just like kind of cool colors.
That sounds cool as hell.
But the problem was when I shifted to my big monitor in the middle, it would fuck up everything because the resolution was different comparatively.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I tried to match like any of my wallpapers, it was either like the 2 little monitors were fucked up, or the middle monitor had like a giant like black chunk out of it because it didn't match up. Didn't know you could just go into personalize and then find each image individually and then like right click it and select it to a monitor. So
it sounds like the kind of thing that's like so fucking obvious when you find out about it, and it's like
yeah, 100%. Like 12 more seconds of me thinking about it, a year ago when I got this monitor, I probably would have figured it out. But my brain just was like, I can't figure it out. This is stupid. I'm going to live with what I got.
Have you ever wondered if you have ADHD?
I know I do.
Okay, because that's the exact shit.
The-
Everyone I've talked to with ADHD that does that shit. It's like you'll have some minor problem that's been plaguing you for like fucking literal years.
Yes.
and then you go to solve it, and it's like literally just flip a switch.
Yeah,
and then you
100%.
want to kill yourself.
Yep. And the problem is like, so I know like I'm undiagnosed, but I know I have it just because of like the things I do and the things. But I also have this awesome condition that goes along really great. It's these 2 combined make an awesome thing. It's called OCD.
Yeah, yep, I know that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot you had that.
So OCD with ADHD is the fucking worst.
You know what's so fucked up? ADHD makes you comorbid with literally fucking everything. If you have ADHD, you're guaranteed to have depression, and that's just like the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like with that stuff, though, it's hard for me to say whether or not I do or don't because, of course, like one of the things is like denial, but it's also the fact of I think like because my dad died fucking a year ago, and like of course I had like a couple days where I was mournful, but like after that, like I'm fine. I was pretty back to normal.
So you're like kind of weird about your emotions.
Yeah, but I also think the other big thing was where I work. Fucking it skews your humor very heavily.
I can imagine. Imagine that environment has to affect you.
Well, it's like what was it? Fucking we have a dude in our division that his mom died like years ago when he was a teenager or something like that. Of course everybody's making various And one of them was a your mom joke, and he goes, "That's cool. My mom's dead." And of course, like you're like, "Oh, I'm an asshole." He's like, and he just goes, "Nah, she was a bitch." And he's like, "Oh," and so now you'll be making a joke or something like that, and he's just like, "Don't make me tell my mom," or some shit like that.
Hmm.
It makes me think of Zach.
Yeah, but it's like, it's just like, yeah, there's a skewed sense of humor heavily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's also a coping thing. Like that's how people deal with it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's true too. Like again, like I've told Ashley because there's probably gonna be a moment where it hits me, and I, might not
Yep.
be able to deal with it yet.
Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be multiple moments where it hits you.
Yeah.
Yep. I've been like weird in that same manner with my emotions my entire life. And fuck, what was I gonna say? Um, fuck, I'll remember it. Oh yeah, okay. I've been weird about my emotions my entire life, and like I only just recently realized, like, this is literally a fucking coping mechanism. Like I just have this invisible fucking wall blocking my emotions from me, and I only can just barely see it if I'm like really looking for it. But when I do see it, it's the most terror I've ever felt in my life. You know, like if I break
Oh,
that wall down, like what the fuck will
oh
happen?
yeah. Like once you peek behind the curtain, you're like, oh, I should not have fucking looked back there.
Right? It's terrifying.
I also
Eh,
think us just being bags full of water that have electrochemical signals that can be modified by almost anything. A big, it determines a lot of things as well. It's like it's not just like your continuous thoughts or your ability to come up with things like your consciousness doing it. It's just physical elements of your brain.
Right. I mean, like that wall is I I've had it literally as my earliest memories, and like at that point, it's a physical structure in my brain, you know. It could be chemical, could be whatever. But
Well, I mean, yeah, it has to be like just the fact that it's there in the first place. The fact that
yep,
you focus on it, stuff like that.
yep.
yeah, and I think, and like the biggest thing. Hold on, I had a thought, and then it just went away. And like the biggest thing with that is like, especially with like, in lack of better terms, like mental disorders, like depression or various things like that, anxiety, things like that. It's hard to, because like Ashley, she has anxiety and depression, things like that, and of course, like the older generation, they never fucking get that.
You mean get it as in they obtain it? Because I think they obtain it. They just
No,
want
no,
to
they
ignore
just
it.
they yeah. Well, it's like they don't want to believe it's a thing.
Yep.
Right.
Like for years, her dad didn't, in lack of better terms, didn't believe her, didn't like understand the gravity of like anxiety and depression.
Anxiety is fucking insane.
And she, her dad would just be like, oh, whatever, just you got to get over it, blah, 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 blah. And it's like some people just can't. Some people can, right? Like some people have panic attacks like constantly, right?
Hmm.
In various situations. But I remember I've only had one panic attack that I can ever think of. And it was years ago, and it seemed so non like chalant to like what happened, but it was like I was sitting there and we were underway and I was on watch and I was sitting a watch station that I couldn't, like I was driving the boat essentially. I couldn't get up and just leave.
Hmm.
And I was sitting there and I was sitting in the middle and there were four people around me. There's a dude to my left, there's a guy right behind me to my left, and then there's two people to my right. And these four people were all having a conversation like across from each other to like over me. And like I wasn't in the conversation because I was just like kind of doing my own thing, just driving the boat. And
Yep.
I was like, man, this is fucking like, this is just annoying. Like, God, like these guys won't shut up because, to be honest, they were all talking about sports and other shit. I was like, I don't give a fuck about this.
Isn't that crazy how that can make you feel like that though? Like,
Well, I think I was fine. I was just like I was annoyed, and then I was like, man, I'm gonna fucking like this is annoying. I'm gonna leave. And then I kind of went to get up, and we were doing what's called like high speed operations, and so like I was in a fucking chair that had a seatbelt on it, and I had my seatbelt buckled, and I went to get up and realized my seatbelt was buckled, and I was just like, I can't get up and leave this right now. Like I can't go anywhere.
yep,
And then like my heart started racing. I all of a sudden just started breaking into a cold sweat. And I looked to the guy to my right. I was like, I need a relief like right now. Like I need somebody to take the chair. And so the guy that was behind him was like, okay, yeah, I'll take it. So he took it, and I looked at him. I was like, I'm gonna go down to machinery one real quick. And I went down there, and we could smoke still on the submarine. So I went down there, had a smoke, and I was like, I was breathing really heavy, and I was like trying to calm down. I was like, holy fuck, what the hell is wrong with me? And my doc came down to smoke, and he's like, you good? I'm like, yeah. And I kind of explained what happened. He's like, oh, you had a panic attack. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah.
right.
He's like, yeah, that's a panic attack. I'm like, what the fuck? And he's
Isn't
like,
that fucking crazy, dude?
yeah. And I was like, I've never had that. He's like, it's not the worst thing. He's like, let me know if it starts happening more frequently, because like that could be an issue. He's like, if it's just a once off, he's like, then you should be fine. And it's never happened to me since.
Well, it doesn't sound like yours was too bad, but the first one I had that was like I would call an anxiety attack. It literally felt like I was fucking dying for a good 16 hours straight. Like your body actually reproduces the symptoms of you dying. So like when you're like having anxiety about you feeling like you're dying, and then suddenly your extremities are all numb and you're having literal heart palpitations, you know, for hours. That makes it even worse, something like multiplies on itself. And that shit is fucking nasty, let me tell you.
Yeah.
But ever since I had that, because I was just blindsided by it, I never really felt anxiety that I noticed in my life. But I learned how to fight it. You have to notice whatever feeling that was building up inside you when those people were talking over you. Like there's like a tension inside you, and it needs release. And what happens from an anxiety attack is the tension builds up to a point where it's like fucking critical, gonna explode.
Yeah.
And you just have to let it off. You have to take some deep breaths, and just noticing, being mindful of that building up will help prevent it.
Yeah, I think what made it the worst in my situation was I like couldn't physically leave the situation.
Yep.
And now the funny thing was like kind of what you were saying is like acknowledging what was and like being 100% honest, the emotion that was building up in me was, oh my god, this is fucking annoying. Like I can't stand this conversation because I don't give a shit about sports.
Right, but it's like it's weird for you to have a negative reaction like that, right? So like
Yeah.
something weird's going on.
Yeah, but the funny thing was like I don't like again, I'm not saying it's ever going to happen to me again, but like the 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 stages for that to all happen again can't happen for me anymore because of just like the time at the time, like my rank specifically was like, you know, I was pretty low rank, so I couldn't be like, everybody shut the fuck up,
Hmm.
But now I'm at the rank I'm at where it's like I can just be like, oh my god, these guys are so fucking nice. Everybody shut the fuck up, and
Yeah,
like people actually will do that because it's like, God, like just shut up for 2 seconds.
but you should keep an eye out for it, because if you had it happen once, it can happen again. And having ADHD just means that you're going to be prone to anxiety.
And
So
I mean,
don't get too cocky.
yeah, no, I'm not saying that. Like, I'm just saying in that situation, there's so many things that were, I would say, against me at the time.
Yeah,
But it's also the fact of, I'm not saying like I'm like impervious to anxiety because I definitely get anxiety. Like, I know I have anxiety too about like smaller things. Like, even though I was a fucking teacher, like talking in front of people, I loved and hated it.
public speaking.
Not even public speaking. It's like I can talk to students But when I had to get up and do the same thing, like I actually have to fucking do it in like 2 weeks. I have to get up in front of the command and like give a training, right? And I have like just talking about it now, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do this, but it's a topic I know enough, right?
Mm.
And I don't have as much anxiety about it. But like when I first started teaching, I had so much like anxiety and like I would get like little stomach knots and like feel nauseous, be like, oh fuck, I don't want to do this, don't want to do this, don't want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I would say public speaking, but it was more for the fact of the people I had to talk to that would give me that emotion were like people that, you know, I had to teach them like they didn't know anything, but they did know everything I was talking about.
Oh god, that sounds horrifying.
Yeah, like when I talk to students, they have no fucking clue. Like I can lie to them if I wanted to. I mean, I didn't, but
Right. There's no pressure.
when somebody, you know, when somebody would ask me that question, like when somebody would ask me a question, you know, it wasn't a loaded question. They genuinely didn't know. But if somebody asked me that was doing like doing a instructor presentation to other instructors,
They're setting
you
a
know,
trap in front of you.
yeah, they could ask me a loaded question, and if I get if I give them the wrong answer, like actually you're wrong on that. I'm like, oh,
Yep.
well, I'll go fuck myself then.
Yeah, it's weird because I mean, like, a part of it is that it's like just random stuff happening. You know, like, I think that what triggered my first anxiety attack was Adam has a tick. It was at Adam's. Like, I was hanging out with my friends, you know, and like everything. I was fucking a pig in mud, you know, just doing something I did every week, and I had a horrible fucking anxiety attack. And I think it was literally because Adam has this tick where he, like, you know, just jiggles his leg constantly,
Yeah.
and like it like actually like rumbles the ground, and so like I can feel it. So when I'm high, I've only had anxiety attacks when I'm high, by the way, but
Okay.
which is a big part of it.
Yeah,
I'm
those usually kind of go hand in hand. Some kind
I'm a
of
lot. I've never had problems with it though before. Like I try to smoke myself into fucking oblivion, and I never like had a problem with that, you know. But
it's that trip to oblivion that can get you fucked.
yeah. Well, yeah. So I think it's just like for me, it was for some reason him doing that just built tension up in me because I was like maybe I was like worried about it coming from my own body. You know, I'm like, where are these weird vibrations coming from? You know, like
Yeah.
literally.
You're like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, exactly. And like it's so fucking horrible that it can snowball into like me feeling like I'm dying for 16 hours straight.
Yeah. I mean, totally unrelated. This last like within the past year, like, cause I don't do, you know, I've never smoked pot or never, you know, done any drugs like that. I drink and I smoke. That's the only thing that the Navy lets me do. So that's
Yep.
about it. We were working one day, you know, we were working on like a shit pump, actually, funny enough. And, you know, we were bullshitting about our vapes and this, that, and the other thing, and like what we were going to do out of here. And somebody was like, oh, what flavor vape do you have? And I was like, oh, I got this fucking iced pineapple, fucking whatever. And I was like, it's super good, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, oh, cool. And I was like, yeah. And then we started talking about my vape. And I was like, yeah, you can do a 5-second hit or you can do a 10-second hit, but that's when it times out. He's like, here, let me show you. And so I tried to take like a 10-second hit. 10 seconds doesn't sound that long until you're trying to hit a fucking vape.
I bet. Yeah.
And like, I got like 8 seconds in and I got the worst nicotine high ever.
Oh god, what does a nicotine high feel like?
You just get like
Tweaky.
kind of, you get like dizzy, you get like really lightheaded,
Okay.
but then also you're really lightheaded, but you're really alert because you know the nicotine wakes you the fuck up. It's almost like it's like works similar to caffeine, and so you get really fucking perceptive, but you get really fucking dizzy. So your brain is like auto correcting. It's like playing one of those games where you're losing balance and you're like panicking because you like start overcorrecting.
Yep.
But then like you also start to feel nauseous. And so like my immediate response is to like take deep breath to like help flush out the nicotine, right? The combo to that was I was smoking an iced juice. Iced essentially means menthol, which I don't know if you've dealt with anything menthol. It's it's like chewing spearmint fucking gum.
Right.
It's what 5 gum feels like.
Yep. And so that wasn't good to deep breathe.
So like deep breath hurt. I was getting a brain freeze trying to fucking
Oh God, yeah, I forgot.
trying to fucking help my like
menthol. Oh my God.
It was like they were all laughing at me because I was like fucking stumbling around like trying to catch my breath. Trying to catch my breath. But I'm like, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Everything hurts. Like
holy shit.
It's like if there was a little if like you ever watched Inside Out?
Nope.
The Pixar movie. It's like it's like a Pixar
I know what
movie.
it is.
Yeah. It's like all the people there in my brain. It's like alarm bells going off, and they're just like, "What the fuck did he just do?"
Who the fuck was
Every system's crashing on them. They're like, "Reset, reset, reset! It's not resetting correctly. Something's blocking the airway. It's freezing up." And they're like, "Fuck!"
They're just like, God, why?
They're like, everything's going wrong. I sat down and was like trying to get the brain freeze to go away so I could breathe again, and then I finally was able to breathe, and then got the nicotine high to go away, and then I was like, this all happened in like a span of like 30 seconds, and I was like, okay, I'm never doing that again.
Christ.
My fucking body redlined for like 30 seconds. I was just like, what am I doing?
God.
I'm like, I'm almost 30. I'm not fucking. There's no point to it. I'm no age to impress people.
Right. You gotta have one of those moments to learn.
Yeah, one of those correcting moments.
Maybe I shouldn't inhale a fucking menthol vape for 10 seconds straight.
Yeah, I only got to 8. 8 was good. 8 was good for me.
Yeah.
I found out very quickly. 5 is good.
See, you fucked up. Those last 2 seconds contained the entrance to heaven.
Oh yeah.
You'd have
Those
met
last 2 seconds I've been out cold on the floor.
You would have gained psychic powers, you don't know.
Yeah. All this while we're covered in shit and water.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so we're all like in shorts and t-shirts and like flip-flops trying to work. Oh man.
You want to do an ARAM or?
Yeah, let's do 1 ARAM before I go.
All right, 1 ARAM.
Well, I'm gonna hard get off at around midnight whenever this ARAM ends.
All right.
Hurry the fuck up, Lee.
Dude, no wonder you get on so late. Fuck, I know you're 3 hours behind.
Yeah. I don't know if my mic cut out all that.
Or yeah, but that was it.
Oh yeah, I'm back in Washington.
That's 3 hours? Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait till I fucking. Well, you're not gonna hear from me when I go out to Guam, but like, Guam is like 16 hours ahead of me.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's-
it's really fucking hard trying to talk to people out there.
I bet.
On the other side of the damn world.
Well, also fucking so many feet under the fucking water, probably.
No, I mean it's a spit of an island, but
No, I meant on your submarine. But yeah.
oh yeah. Oh, fuck, this is terrible, champs.
Yeah, that's why they have Pine Gap over in Australia. It's because they can do intelligence during the day there.
Yep.
And it's also physically closer.
All right, I'm gonna try that. I got no champs that I know how to play.
Rip. Do you want Kate?
No, that's fine. I'll suffer with E. I mean, I've been doing a lot of champs that I have no fucking clue, and I did this thing now where I start to actually, read their abilities.
Whoa, holy shit! Can you teach
Yeah, I
me?
know, it's crazy. But the crazier thing is because I've been playing a lot without you guys, I've actually done this other thing. I've been actually doing this other thing since I've been playing a lot without you guys, where I actually read what the item does, and then go, that sounds like it might be useful for my character.
Oh my god.
You know how many times I just go, I don't know what's good for this guy.
You literally don't even look at it. You just accept my word as God's.
Yes.
Damn. I mean, I guess that makes sense because you have never stopped asking me what items buy. So I
Yeah.
should have realized that earlier.
Well, it's like half the time I just don't know what to like. The hardest one I have is usually at the very beginning. Like right now is like I don't know what to fucking get, and so I just go with old tried and true and just buy attack speed.
There you go. Fucking graves.
Hello?
Hello.
How's it going?
Hello.
How is it going with you?
It's going. I'm kind of concerned because you're up. Oh, what the fuck time is it? Oh, you got up early.
Wait, it's not that early.
Oh, well, I work in the morning now, so it's not that early. It's early for you, Jakob, alright?
Yeah, I guess. I didn't work yesterday.
Oh, damn. And
I had to take a day off
Yeah.
because I was so fucking tired.
Oh,
I think I
shit.
would either kill myself or someone else.
Yeah.
You been working too much or what?
Not really. I've been just working for 2 days, but I haven't slept for like 5 properly, so
You have insomnia?
yeah, something like that. I don't know. Sometimes I'm okay. Sometimes it success falling asleep.
I feel you there, brother. I've been good for a while, but man, there's like 2 years there where falling asleep was a fucking trial every single fucking time.
Well, yeah. So I went to fucking sleep early and I still feel tired. I don't know.
You should sleep more.
That's funny. Yeah.
Well, I found I have a lot of experience with insomnia, like you. I found that when I haven't slept for a while, like for days, my first night of sleep does not make me feel rested. It's the next couple days of sleep. If I get good sleep, that'll make me feel rested. The
Yeah.
first night of sleep doesn't help, which fucking sucks. Because like you just want to wake up and have a normal fucking day, you know, and you don't get that.
Well, I mean, yesterday I've been in bed for fucking like half a day almost. And then I decided that it would be good to wake up and do something. But yeah. Hopefully tomorrow will be the rest day.
You'll say that your entire 5-day weekend. Well, 6-day now.
Yeah. No, it's 5. Well, no. What the fuck? What day is it? I don't even know.
Well, I mean, it started as fucking 6, right? Because you took an
Yeah,
extra day
it
off.
is 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. No better than I do. Fuck. Uh,
Yoink. So worth. Get fucked.
How did I live through that? I have no fucking clue.
Okay, so Shredder rounds does make patient 0 vulnerable. By the way, you can't kill
Really?
patient 0
Yeah, I
until...
found that out.
Yeah. So you need the 650 research.
That's smart, bud. I don't think it was. Damn. Okay.
Artillery in this game costs a shit ton of money, like building artillery guns and having them auto load ammo. And I was at 300k and now I'm at half my money because I built so
Jesus.
many. I'm so sad.
Yeah.
But it's fun watching all the artillery just fucking slam. It is definitely not worth it. But it's fun.
Oh, so
Oh, what the
close.
fuck, Graves?
Yeah, Graves is the fucking worst.
God damn it.
Fucking Graves.
Okay, Jesus Christ. Fucking Graves.
Yep. Damn, you're having a rough time. Oh! I'm fucking dead.
What the fuck?
Rip. I fucked up.
What the shit? His basic attack just killed me.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
I'm trying so hard, Ryan.
Oh wow.
Fucking graves.
That's the interesting. This is so gorgeous.
Damn, they fucking just all went on me.
Yes, he pulled a fast one.
Our team let TF distract them. Like, we should just ignored them.
I realized I was like, as soon as I saw that everybody was going towards them, I was like, they just moved in on somebody, and I looked. I'm like, oh, it's you. Fuck. Of course, since Graves is up, he's just gonna melt everything.
Yeah. Wasn't a horrible match, though. I mean, I had fun.
That was fucking lame.
Temple of Poseidon.
Do you actually want to do one more? Because that was trash. That was tragic.
Alright, I'll do another one. Only because I was forced into an ADC role.
Yeah. No, I like this better.
No ADC feels bad.
On amphitheater.
Tank, 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 bruiser. I don't know what fucking Cassiopeia is.
Mate.
Mage.
Mage. So it's more like tank, tank, bruiser, bruiser, mage.
Yep.
Should I go not?
Yeah,
let's do not so I can pull him in.
hell yeah.
just need to be landing these.
I believe.
Oh, that's lovely. A Malphite, Pantheon, a Vayne, a Riven, Fiddle.
Oh my god, that's actually a horrible team for us.
Specifically, just really the Vayne is annoying.
She really clinches it.
Oh no, they got Dragon Slayer, and you're a dragon.
No.
And Cho'Gath is whatever the hell he is.
Thank God they don't have any lunar spiders for your astronaut skin.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Do you remember that fucking movie, Apollo 13?
The
or
fucking
whatever?
18, I think it was.
Yes, that's right.
I remember because we went there and like it was packed. The theater was packed, and so we couldn't even get like seats next to each other. And I remember
Really,
it was
for
like,
that movie? What the fuck?
yeah,
I thought nobody was in it. Almost. Are you sure people were in there?
yeah, I'm 100%. Because I remember Eric got stuck like down in the middle.
Damn.
Like Eric was just in the middle of the crowd. And I remember we got through the whole movie, and I remember Eric saying out loud in the theater, going, "I paid for that? That was the worst commercial ever." Because remember at the end it goes like, "To learn more, go to apollo18.com."
Oh, yeah. Dude, that shit was the worst.
As soon as one gets close.
Yeah, it seems they're being
I want to grab them by
wise.
their jimmies.
I don't know if you should grab them by their tower. Alright, they're not gonna have any fun, I guess. Fine by
Oh
me.
no, they knew I was there.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Ooh, almost.
Or nowhere.
Oh, that turned into a fucking bloodbath. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it did.
Goddamn.
We somehow came out on top.
Okay, Riven's fucking insane. What the fuck?
Oh, I barely missed him.
Damn, got him.
Oh.
Right in the face.
Cool. That's how you craft arrows, right? Nice. I'm just exploring all these random areas.
They got 6 right before
Like
us.
that turned into a bloodbath on our side.
Yeah, they were going in on us because they knew they were about to hit 6. Losers.
Oh shit! I got a new mercenary coming after me.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
A sneaky bitch.
Let's see.
Where do you fucking think you're going?
That's far away.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Rip.
That's just something I can do whenever. Okay. So bounties are just bounties.
I should have just sent it.
I think living is good. Ugh. Wow, I can't even got into that bush. Rip. We fudged up. Then we're gonna capital F fucked.
Yeah, their thing fucking hurts.
My god, that fiddle is fucking. Their team comp is so bad for us, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like, this is just Fiddle's wet dream with 0 poke.
Yep. Nice, nice.
Hell yeah.
Brutal.
Rip.
Oh.
That looks pretty fun.
Oh, I barely missed him.
I think we can dive him. Maybe not. Mr. Pussy. Rip.
All right, I can't do that again.
I just didn't run too far over. It's only 311. Well, 1211.
It hurt.
Huh?
Those matches hurt.
Oh, agreed.
The soul. Trying to find patient 0 now that I can kill him. I can't fucking find him.
It's a little pain in the ass.
Well, they kept coming at me, but I had a bunch of Cerberus with 105s that would immediately kill him. But now that I can actually kill him,
How do you do that?
I can't find him. You get the shredder bullets. You gotta get 650 of the
Oh.
DNA.
And then you can. That just like that's what kills fucking patient 0.
Yep. You just have to play the game until you get 650. And then you
Gotcha.
can kill him. I think that's in the game.
Elden Ring.
All right. Night, y'all.
No,
Night.
I died.
Got cornered.
Oh, I found him! Oh shit, I better save my game because I'm about to end it.
Alright, later, everybody.
Later.
Later.
I'm getting off too.
Alright. Yes. Alright, well, I beat the game as it stands right now.